Hey, Peculiar, how do you feel about humans exploiting other animals?
Wrong, not right, wrong.
Okay, so do you agree that we should be respecting them?
Absolutely.
Okay, do you think it's actually possible to respect somebody if we're using them for a selfish purpose?
No, I think originally, like native or indigenous hunting was the only respectable way, like kind of like the way they portrayed it in the movie Avatar.
Okay, but taking somebody's life, do you realize that that's never respectful?
In that manner, no, it's not.
Right. So, veganism is the ethical principle that humans should live without exploiting other animals. That means respecting them as individuals and not treating them as a resource for us to take from. Do you agree they exist for their own purposes and not for us to selfishly take from?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Do you know what the number one advantage of going vegan is?
You're saving lives, right?
Well, I mean, no, not exactly. Actually, I mean, you're just not taking what's not yours to begin with, right?
Yeah,
Um, the advantage, of course, it's for the animals, that they have one more person standing up for them and respecting them. But the advantage for you is that you can say that you respect animals and you will no longer be being a hypocrite.
that's very true.
Yeah, and if you were in your victim's position, the animal's position, how soon would you want this injustice to end?
Right here, right now.
Right. I mean, do you feel like there's anything preventing you, like actually stopping you from going vegan?
I think amongst the board, maybe 20% of us, it's the fact that we can't get protein.
That's not true. Oh no, I just died of a protein deficiency. Just kidding. Every plant has protein. You can get all the protein that you need without exploiting animals. But Peculiar, let me ask you something.
Yes.
What if I was enslaving you and exploiting you, taking your body parts, or if you were a female and I'm taking your breast milk and taking your eggs, and I'm like, oh, I can't stop exploiting him and start respecting him because protein? How would you feel about that excuse?
Yeah, I understand. Can I ask for your opinion on something?
Sure.
What about and this by no means is anything to do with trying to draw some kind of I got you here, but like, what about, let's say, native culture that would hunt buffalo? Is that different?
I mean, it's not different. No, it's still exploiting animals, but maybe like it could have been different in the sense that maybe like they needed to. They might have been
Yeah,
in a situation where they had to, but right now you don't have to. You and I are in a position where we just don't have to exploit animals. Like we're living in 2025 and I mean, is there anything that you feel like is actually stopping you from being vegan?
that was really like I might look into again the protein jello that they have that they give at like hospitals.
Protein
Yeah.
jello.
Yeah, they have this. I had it once before. It's like this lemonade protein jello that has a lot of protein in it. I might look back into that.
Okay, but you don't, to be vegan, you don't need to eat protein jello. I mean,
Okay.
if it's vegan protein jello, like by all means, go for it. I don't really care what you eat, actually. Like, and there's protein in all plants, but you can figure all this out on your phone. Like you have the world of information at your fingertips. You can ask ChatGPT, how do I be vegan? How do I live vegan? And they'll tell you. But really, like, I'm telling you, I've been vegan for 8 years. Protein is the least of my concerns. It's very easy to get all the protein you need without exploiting animals.
Okay.
But, yeah, so, like, you can figure all this out on your own time, though. Like, with your phone, you can just, like, if you have any concerns or questions, you can look it up yourself.
Yeah,
But do
I'll
you
be
feel
honest.
like there's actually anything, like, genuinely stopping you from being vegan?
That really is the absolutely only thing. Because I saw the documentary, only 2 minutes of it, because it was like a abhorrent documentary. That what's
What
it called?
documentary?
Trying to Dominion.
You saw Dominion.
No, I saw 2 minutes of it, and I couldn't watch the rest.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if it's not good enough for your eyes, how could it possibly be good enough for your stomach, you know?
I think most people are living a lie. I think most people like don't want to look at the truth. But you want honestly, you want to know what the real thing is? You people have to start influencing the schools that like force children to think that they need 15% meat in their diet.
Absolutely. But, you know, like ultimately, we only have responsibility for our own choices and our own decisions, right?
Right.
So, how many more animals should be exploited because of you from this point forward?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Should it be zero or should it be more?
Should be zero.
So, will you be vegan from now on?
Um, if I can Google and find like I think it's say 10, like a protein vegan source, then maybe yes.
Okay, but you can. I don't know what you mean by if I can do this, then maybe yes, because you certainly can, right? Just so you know, I can't hear you if you exit out of the app.
Just plugging my phone in.
Okay. But yeah, you certainly can. Like, and again, how would you feel about that excuse if you were in your victim's position? You know, if I was exploiting you for your body parts and somebody was standing up for you, defending you, and I was like, well, maybe if I can look into other protein sources that aren't exploiting him for his body parts, then maybe I will stop. Would you accept that? Would that be enough for you?
That's a really good point. How about okay. Yeah.
Because I'm not giving you food for thought, I'm giving you a call to action. Because just what we're doing to these animals is not okay. Like, this is an injustice that needs to end immediately. Like you said, if you were in your victim's position, you'd want it to end immediately. And there's no good excuse to keep on exploiting them. So you already said that we shouldn't exploit them, that we should respect them, and you know, recognize that there's not anything actually stopping you from being vegan. But you're being a hypocrite because you're actually actively disrespecting them by treating them as a resource for you when you just don't have to.
I do realize that. I think there are a category of people that are in a phase where they want to be vegan, but they're not. They're hypocritical.
Yeah.
I can see that, yeah. I think awareness is definitely the first move.
Yeah. So, what do you think, Peculiar? Will you continue to disrespect them and violate them and victimize them, or will you be vegan from now on?
I think I'll be vegan.
Yeah. And remember, I don't want you to just try because it's not enough. You know, like if you were in the victim's position, you wouldn't want somebody to try, you'd want them to decide.
Well, I want to do more than just not buying the products. I definitely want to help end cruelty on those farms. But I just don't know how to go about organizing. Like they say you have to go through like all these laws and all these regulations and you have to slowly make changes, but it was ridiculous to me that you had to slowly make changes while the animals suffer.
Well, but there, you could also stand up for them. I mean, do you agree we should be actively defending them, like what I'm doing?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's where you can start, you know, because you've been exploiting animals your whole life. It's like the least that you can do to live vegan and to stand up for them. So, I mean, you don't exactly need to get into the law or whatever. Like I'm not into the law. You can just talk to people, like what I'm doing. Like talk to your friends, talk to your family, talk to strangers, talk to whoever and just stand up for the animals like how you'd want somebody to stand up for you. Will you do that?
Yes, I think another avenue possibly is to go and find out if we could teach schools like about vegan options rather than just like 30% of your diet has to be meat. Like, why can't we teach schools to teach kids that veganism is a real thing and it's an option for you, that you are more than like it, like, because schools teach we have to give kids meat, and that's kind of like the problem. I think sometimes people
That
think
is,
it's unnecessary.
yeah, that is a part of the problem. If you want to get involved in that specifically, you can check out. Are you from the United States?
Yes. Are you from Australia?
No, I'm an American in Europe, but
Oh.
there's a program called Allied Scholars, and they go around to schools. That this program can fund you to go around the schools and spread information about exploiting animals and how it's wrong and how we don't have to. So if you want to get directly involved in that, Allied Scholars is what you can look into. But, you know, I understand if you don't like have the time or resources to be able to go school to school. So even if you can't do that, you can still just stand up for them in your everyday life by speaking up for them, like what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. And then I also think like I will, yeah. I appreciate that we have people out there that care. I met 4 vegan people doing lives so far, and it's good that we have people that actually care.
Great, Peculiar. Well, would you like me to send you some information that will empower you to be the best voice for the animals that you can be?
Yeah, sure. Would you like to know my best thing I have?
Sure.
When it came to like, well, I need protein for muscle, a gorilla only eats plants, and a gorilla is pretty strong, so.
Right. Or a hippopotamus
Or a
or
hippopotamus.
yeah, you don't need to exploit animals to be strong. Like there's Olympic medal winners that are vegan, but yeah, ultimately, like, because it's not a diet and it's not about fitness, like, because there's fat vegans, skinny vegans, weak vegans, strong vegans, fit vegans, unhealthy vegans, extremely healthy vegans. Because
Hmm.
it's not a diet, it's just a decision to respect the animals in practice, not just saying you respect them, but actually with your actions respecting them.
Hmm.
All right, Peculiar. Is there anything else you would like to add while I have you up here?
No, I appreciate the live, every Jades for Justice, and everybody in the comments. Thank you guys.